Group stage continues here at the soccer tournament in Cary, North Carolina. It is Team Dempsey versus Zala FFF. And there is a lot to play for in this final game of group stage for these two teams. Their fate is still undetermined. Will they be able to move on to the elimination rounds or not? With that, we say hello. Justin Kutcher alongside former MLS midfielder Michael Lahoud. And Michael, in a game like this, you have no idea. All you can do is control what you can control, and that's try to win the game, right?
It's getting into high-stakes poker time, especially in this group.
So go all in?
Oh, you got to pick your time to go all in. Both teams coming off disappointing results last night, but today their fate could still be in their hands. Get an emphatic result, and you punch your ticket to the knockout round.
All right, let's take a look at the standings here in Group G. Sneaky Fox 2-0, a goal differential of 4. They're going to play Jackson, Tennessee. Now, Team Dempsey and Zala FF. Zala FF, you might say, well, they're out of it. Well, they're not out of it, because if they win, and that means Team Dempsey goes to 1-2. If Sneaky Fox were to beat Jackson, Tennessee, they're 1-2. All of a sudden, it becomes a cluster, and we have to do math and pull out the calculators and figure out how this all happens.
You know that meme where there's a Spider-Man in the mirror pointing at each other? I feel like that's where we're at. It's a standoff at the OK Corral here in Cary, North Carolina. It's going to be one heck of a matchup.
It should be fun. These two teams, they are familiar with each other as well. Lots of players who have played in the MLS will be going up against each other here in this one. Team Dempsey versus Zala FFF coming up next.
From Zala FFF. Number 22, Michael Ambrose. Number 16, Juan Angier. Number 20, Luis Arguello. Number 8, Drake Bird. Number 0, Eduardo Cortez. Number 20, AJ De La Garza. Number 12, Vasily Papadopoulos. Number 7, Leo Guzman. Number 24, Lee Nguyen. Number 17, Wondolowski Openbaugh. Number 10, Johnny Orlando. Number 2, Jay Ramirez. Number 15, Antonio Roca. Number 11, Ryan Russell. And number 4, Warren Sesame. TST rules are as follows. There is no slide back and no offside until you play 2 20-minute halves, followed by target score time. At the end of the second half, we set a target score by only 1 to lead to open. The first team to reach the target score wins. During the target score time, a player will be removed from each team every 5 minutes.
It is a great day to work on your tan here in Cary, North Carolina. Team Dempsey versus Zala FFF here in Group G play. Before we get started, let's go down and say hello to the third member of our team, Katie Witham.
Well, if you tuned in last night to see basically the ex-MLSers going at it with Team Dempsey and Sneaky Fox FC, you saw a intense, physical, chippy matchup. That's, I think, what we're going to see in this one. In fact, I walked over to Team Dempsey goalkeeper Luis Robles and said, what are you expecting today? And he said, probably more of the same. He said, look, there's a reason that we were all successful individually at the professional level. When the whistle blows, we play hard. But in reality, the biggest thing is we love that we're all in Group G. We love the fact that we all get to face one another. $1 million, yeah, that'd be nice. It's kind of a tease. We're going to play hard. We want to win, but we're really out here to have some fun.
That's always nice to hear. $1 million, that's just a tease. I wouldn't mind it, okay? Don't tease me with that. Here at the soccer tournament, 7v7, we got two 20-minute halves, no offsides or throw-ins. That's big. The no offsides is really big. Every game ends in the target score time. It has proven to be a ton of fun, that target score time. Look at our starting lineups brought to you by UFOS. We see Luis Robles in net for Team Dempsey. Looking at these lineups, tell me, who are you looking for?
For Team Dempsey, it has to be Wondolowski. When he gets going, good things happen. Wasn't as sharp as he was in the first game last night, but I expect a goal from him. And for Zala FFF, keep an eye on Moad Ankar. He's scored some massive goals for them, and he will be electric going forward.
All right, well, these guys, there is Wondolowski, who had the 3 goals in the first game when they beat Jackson Boom 5-4. A loss to Sneaky Fox last night, 3-0. Zala FFF, they lost to Sneaky Fox 3-2 and a Jackson Boom 4-3. Zala FFF is in white. Team Dempsey is in blue. Eduardo Cortez, the keeper for Zala FFF, and he's kind of baiting, waiting for something to happen, waiting to see if he can draw someone from Team Dempsey and they could make a move.
It was a flashback to last night, what we saw from Sneaky Fox playing out of the back. And Team Dempsey, they did well to press. They created all their chances, 2 of the golden ones, with Wondolowski being the first one, baiting a turnover and going on the counter.
Cross is blocked. Jose Burciaga Jr. getting the start here in this 3rd game.
Drop in.
And now they'll play it to the keeper, Robles.
Yeah, we shift.
Kenny Hurtado.
Hey, John, you're right.
And you say watch out for Daniel Hernandez. He's got a big foot, huh?
I remember defending him in Major League Soccer. He's a versatile player.
Whoa, there's a shot and a rebound that's corralled.
And Wando almost pounces on that. A natural defensive midfielder, has just ample experience. Today he'll be playing in the back. As this game goes on, if Team Dempsey need a strike from distance, he has that in his locker where he can pick out the top corner.
Now don't forget the top corner is a 1.5 feet lower than what they're used to.
Still has it.
Obenois. Really a much slower pace played by Zala FFF. Nice take by Justin Moose. And now the counter. Justin Moose plays it out wide. Here's the shot that goes up and over by Jermaine Jones.
This is much more like it from Team Dempsey. Keep an eye on Justin Moose. I thought he made the errant pass here to play it wide to Jermaine Jones. Good strike from Jones, but if you're Moose, why not take it yourself? It's on your right foot. He could square that, but I expect him to shoot that more. He's an attacking player.
The corner, the header, and that goes up and over. By the way, Sneaky Fox, an early goal against Jackson, Tennessee Boom. So they lead 1-0. That's a game you're going to want to follow here in Group G.
And surely that news is going to filter to both benches, where now, if that result stands, you're in control of your own destiny.
Mikey Ambrose. Again, a lot of players on both these teams, experience in the MLS. AJ De La Garza. Burciaga Jr. And that'll be out of bounds. And it will be Team Dempsey ball. The referee today is Leland Grant.
What's the loss? That's you, AJ.
Here's an opportunity, the first shot, and there's a goal. Johnny Orlando. Zala FFF on top 1-0.
And that's the sort of start that Zala needs. Johnny Orlando, a gifted player. And so many players in this tournament, good in tight spaces, good entry pass, but keep an eye on him. As soon as he has the runner doing the overlapping run that draws defenders towards the runner, And then he does what he does best. Drops the shoulder and rifles that into the top corner. And yes, the dimensions are different, but when you have quality striking, there's no goalkeeper, no dimension that's going to stop that.
So an early 1-0 lead here for Zala FFF. Daniel Hernandez, his pass intercepted. Here comes Zala FFF again. Another shot, this time a kick save there by Robles. Drake Bird was able to get that shot off, and this is chased down now by Mikey Ambrose.
Zala doing a good job of getting her two wide players involved. Orlando and Bird breaking down the sidelines, and they have the freedom to either make direct runs or make slashing runs in between the center backs.
Foul here against Zala FFF, and they try for the quick restart, but the referee, Leland Grant, said, you got to move it back a little bit. Daniel Hernandez swings it around. Kenny Hurtado. Brought down by the feet of Drake Bird, and Bird trying to send the goal scorer Orlando on a run. Now the keeper Robles will come and take it right at the edge of the box.
Robles, very aggressive off his line, and you have to be in the 7v7 tournament. You can't just be rooted to your own goal line. You have to know when to advance, step up, and when to stay in your own box.
The wind picking up just a bit. 7th minute of play here, 1-0. Zala FFF leading.
Keep an eye on the player who just subbed in for Team Dempsey, Arturo Alvarez. I think this game could suit him much better. He's going to float around, but as soon as he squares up a defender, he's a good dribbler. Very tricky, silky smooth.
Here is Alvarez. Plays it back. This shot blocked. Played back for Hurtado. Alvarez bumped off the ball.
Backside, too.
Justin, look how low this Zala team is. They're built to break on the counter, but just as effective as they are going forward, there's a commitment to the cause from this group to get back in their box and defend.
Hey, organize quicker.
So when you're playing that low, do you try to take a strike from distance?
I think you do this, you get to the end line. A lot of your opponents are in the middle where it's going to be 1v1 against one of these wide players. And if you break to the end line, then you'll have a different angle on your cross and maybe cut it back, and you have the man advantage in the box.
A takeaway here by Zala FFF. They'll switch fields. Ambrose. You got to be careful when you've got Wondolowski right there. You don't want to play it back to your keeper and all of a sudden have a turnover. As we go down and check in with Katie.
Guys, I'm with Lee Wynn, the player coach who helped put this team together with AJ De La Garza. Lee, coming into this, you know it's a must-win. You've got the early goal. What have you seen, and what do you need to see from Zala still?
Yeah, and look, we know they're very dangerous on the counter. You know, Wando's world class, so we always got to be wary of him. Obviously, he's off the field right now, which is great for us, but that's something we were, trying to be wary of at the beginning of the game.
Coaching change real quick.
Backside, move.
AJ just stepped up to do a little coaching change here on the sideline to interrupt us, but if you want to finish your point.
Yeah, and then the other thing, too, is we wanted to be good in possession because we know that we have the better legs over them, but transition is where I'm finding like we're going to have a good opportunity. So,
like this.
yes,
And they take advantage of it. 2-0, Zala on top.
Hey, 0-0. Hey, 0-0. Let's
It's
go.
not going to be the prettiest of goals for Zala, but they will not care one bit. And it's the former Wake Forest Demon Deacon, Luis Arcudo. Not a lot of pressure coming in, but keep an eye on that overlapping run from Ankir. Because he does that, Team Dempsey can't afford, and John Kennedy Hurtado can't afford to go and put pressure on him. But Robles will be kicking himself because that ball just goes through his legs and dribbles in.
So 2-0, Zala leading here in the 10th minute. And really, if you think about it, for Team Dempsey, if you win and Sneaky Fox were to hold on and beat Jackson, Tennessee, you'd be in. But a loss here, and that changes everything.
Well, this 2-goal lead, keep an eye on the goal differential for Zala. Now you've played yourself into the equation where you ask questions of the other team.
Alvarez gets the end line, crosses, and the shot goes high and wide.
Much better from Team Dempsey. Arturo Alvarez just linking up defense with attack, and disappointing finish in the end.
Ryan Dempsey has come on for the first time now for Team Dempsey. As a sub on the fly comes in, you can see Zala just kind of take their time, wait for everything to be set up. Leading 2-0.
With these subs, Zala's been more quick to sub out some of their attackers to keep them fresh, to keep them energetic, and slower to sub out some of their defenders.
You got me or you got AJ. Relax, you got space. Good.
De La Garza.
Time.
Lee, get out. There you go, Lee.
Looking for an opportunity.
There you go.
Little chip. Roca.
And then Zala tried to break down this low block of Team Dempsey. Keep an eye on the movement of number 11, Ryan Russell, a player I'm very familiar with. I haven't seen him in years. He was my former club soccer teammate growing up in the D.C., Maryland, Virginia
Really?
area. Yeah. He's just running along the end line, looking for a space, looking for a pocket of space to be effective.
Opportunity again. The cross. Another goal. There it is. Your old teammate, Ryan Russell.
Zala really putting on a clinic, putting on a show. And Ryan Russell, congratulations to you. We were just talking about you. That's a blast from the past for me. Good diagonal ball. And come in, and that touch, that first touch right there sets this up. It draws out the defender and acres of space. And keep an eye on the movement from Russell. As soon as the ball gets played out, he checks his run, going from left to right, and first time finish for Russell.
This is disaster early on for Team Dempsey. Down 3-0 in the 13th minute.
Good, Drake. Just stay in front. Stay in front.
Thomas Robinson is in.
Back. Stay, Drake, stay.
What are you seeing from Team Dempsey defensively, the lapses that's allowing this to happen for Zala?
They're not moving as well in defensive transition. I think with Zala sitting in such a low block, it benefits Zala. Zala's the younger team. They look the fresher team. And Zala's been a very good first half team. We have to keep that in mind. A lot of the games they've played in, 2 of them so far, they've been the better of the 2 sides and started well. But as this half goes on, that second half blunder that they've had in the first 2 games will be creeping up in the back of their mind and could benefit Team Dempsey.
Again, 2 close losses for Zala. To Sneaky Fox 3-2, to Jackson Boom 4-3. But they lead right now 3-0. Johnny Orlando had the first goal. Here's Orlando making the move, taking a little shot, got passed and blocked.
There's a bit of an inadvertent handball from Daniel Hernandez.
Right on.
Stepping up, and it's out off of Jermaine Jones.
Time, AJ.
I think for Team Dempsey to get back in this game, and when you're playing 7v7, when it's not going your way, you have to be malleable. You have to change your tactics on the fly. Team Dempsey playing with 3 center backs. At a certain point in this half, you have to push one of the center backs forward, and I think that player could be Daniel Hernandez. A natural defensive midfielder. He'll be much more comfortable of the 3 to step up and start winning tackles. Zala dominating the midfield so far.
Drake Bird makes his run, but the heel pass, almost another goal by Orlando. And this is covered up by Luis Robles.
And those two have been running riot.
AJ left.
The interchange between the two of them, John Orlando and Drake Bird's impressive.
Good.
They can play on either side
Watch the runs being
or
made.
play down through the middle.
Ryan Dempsey trying to make something happen, looking.
Line. Tony left.
Here's Hernandez.
Good.
The difference this game from Team Dempsey is the ball movement. It's a bit too slow. You have to make the ball move faster. The faster the ball moves, then that creates gaps because the ball will always move faster than any player on the field.
You're also just not seeing much movement. Not many guys are cutting.
That's a good point. And keep an eye on how narrow the team is for Team Dempsey. A lot of players centrally. Look at the left-hand side. No players to give width. I'd like to see more balance to their attack. Because one diagonal over the top, and that imbalances the Zala side.
Side. Work close.
Dempsey tried to cross it low, and that's cleared away. And you see a lot of pointing right now between, Jermaine Jones looking at Ryan Dempsey. This pass, the cross, unable to control. And now the long ball.
1v1,
Orlando goes over. Johnny Orlando trying to make his move again. His cross, and it goes all the way through. Nearly put in by Drake Bird.
It's those two again. Johnny Orlando has already gotten on the score sheet, trying to set up his strike partner, Drake Bird, and he just goes past Daniel Hernandez, but fizzes that in, but too much power on it. If you're Johnny Orlando, instead of putting that ball in the air, maybe on the ground. For Drake Bird, it's a better option.
Out wide.
Waiting for some substitutions.
Tony inside.
Team Dempsey looking for something here as we enter the 18th minute of this first half. 2 20-minute halves. The cross headed away. Jones able to bring it back down.
This is much better from Team Dempsey. As I said, they have more balance to their play. Justin Moose occupying that left wing position. And when he picks up his head, that last cross, Wando had peeled out to the far post. A little bit more loft on the ball, and that's a headed effort for Wondolowski.
AJ. Time, Mikey.
Ambrose won an MLS Cup with Atlanta United back in 2018. Again, a lot of these guys know each other from MLS play.
Mike Ambrose, such a good story from him. Had to work, had to wait, had to be patient for his opportunity. And I remember that Atlanta United side took Major League Soccer by storm. A player that plays for them. I don't know if you watch much of the Premier League, but Miguel Almiron plays for Newcastle United. Helped them qualify for the UEFA Champions League this year. Incredible feat.
Hey, ref.
And a late whistle. Going to have a free kick coming up after the foul.
Mo, we gotta be a little bit cleaner, Mo. Come on.
That Atlanta United team, they were packing the house at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. They were having like 70,000 there.
It's a great point. There's been different evolutions of Major League Soccer. You have 1.0 in 96, 2.0 with the likes of Toronto FC and Seattle. Atlanta United was really MLS 3.0.
Then Charlotte FC came in. They drew about 75,000 in the game last year. Coming up on the 20th minute here in the first half. 3-0. Zala leading Team Dempsey. And this is going to be a goal kick.
Jermaine Jones using his body in the end line to his benefit, because that ball just narrowly went over the line. He's going to do everything he could to ensure that anchor wasn't going to get to that.
Now here's Jermaine Jones saying, let's push up. Wants everyone up here, seeing if they can get a goal before this first half comes to a close.
Jones hasn't found much space or much effectiveness playing higher up the field or in the pockets. So naturally, as a center midfielder, you're going to want to step back and maybe have more space and time to see the lay of the land.
Got to be careful here. Russell already has one goal. The shot blocked, and that's going to be the end of the first half. A dominant first half for Zala FFF. 3-0, they lead. Big time implications in this game. Can they move on to the elimination round? They lead 3-0 at the half.
The soccer tournament is brought to you by Ally, proud ally of TST. Do it right. By Aviation American Gin, the official gin of TST. And by UFOS, the official active recovery footwear of TST.
We're back here at the half. No, we're not in Hawaii, but we are in Cary, North Carolina. Group stage, Group G, the final game for Team Dempsey and Zala FFF. Zala FFF leading 3-0. Really a dominant first half by Zala.
And they got the all-important first goal. When it's high stakes, knockout round on the line, and we talked about that in that first matchup with Wrexham, you have to get that first goal. It settles your team down, and from there, Zala were rampant. Movement off the ball is what's made them effective, and they're cashing in chance after chance.
And again, you talked about that goal differential, right? And what you're looking at right here is you could have, right now, Sneaky Fox on top. Jackson, Tennessee could fall to 1-2. Team Dempsey could be 1-2. Zala FFF could be 1-2. Right now, your goal differential for Zala FFF would be +1.
That shakes everything up. How often do we see this in tournament play, the World Cup comes to mind, where it goes to the final day. It's not over till it's truly over. And yes, how you start is important, but it's how you finish.
Right.
You want to be building momentum to get your team over the line and into the knockout.
So Zala FFF has come out looking really, really good. However, you have told us that they're a first-half team, not a second-half team. You got to go upper corner, upper corner.
The soccer tournament is brought to you by Ally, proud ally of TST. Do it right. By Aviation American Gin, the official gin of TST. And by UFOs, the official active recovery footwear of TST.
Welcome back to Cary, North Carolina. We're getting ready to start second half action between Team Dempsey and Zala FF. And guys, it's been an intense one down here on the sideline. I was expecting that, no doubt. But from Team Dempsey's perspective, I just wanted to differentiate and make sure everybody realizes we do have ex-MLSers going at it. But the difference over here is Clint Dempsey, knowing that he came from a pickup culture and he got an opportunity because he got to play in games like this. It was important for him when he put together this team that he had some young players that he got from a situation like that and then gave them this stage. In fact, he's got 5 young players on this roster over here that have all seen significant playing time. They've contributed. But the other thing, guys, they're getting real-time coaching over here, intense coaching sometimes when they need it. And so I just think when we look at how this match is playing out and maybe the scoreline, keep in mind the difference and also just the opportunity that Clint Dempsey is giving for a number of these young players that are starring out there for him.
Yeah, it's a great point, Katie, and it's also such a big thing to have Clint Dempsey that we talked about last night, arguably the greatest American soccer player ever, to be here for this tournament.
Clint Dempsey, he had a lot of skill, but he had a really good soccer brain. Just a wealth of experience, both in Major League Soccer, but more importantly, with the U.S. men's national team and abroad in the English Premier League with Fulham.
Here's a shot early, and the cross goes all the way through, but it's going to be a corner kick. Wondolowski is going to go over to take the corner. Jones with the left gets deflected and cleared away by A.J. De La Garza.
You haven't seen that much of Jermaine Jones doing things like that, shooting from distance. I mean, this is a guy in the World Cup in 2024, and we were talking about that in the lead up to last night's matches. He's got a cannon of a shot with either foot on him. I'd like to see him take more advantage and rip it.
Here comes Drake Bird. Bird, his shot and a kick save by Robles.
Luis Robles has made some monster saves throughout this tournament. That was an important one.
Nearly turns it over right there. Saved by Moose.
Because if Zala gets that fourth, then now the gap gets wider and it's more of a mountain to climb.
That ball is sent all the way down to Robles. Who will catch it?
Out wide, Drake. Drake, out wide.
Keep an eye on this Drake Bird. He knows he's got Jermaine Jones beat for pace. He's trying to redirect in that left leg of Robles to the rescue. Important save.
There's that left leg of Burciaga. He tries to bend one. The header goes wide by Wondolowski.
That's such a trademark Chris Wondolowski movement. Seen him do this during his time in Major League Soccer on set pieces with San Jose Earthquakes. He would start at the far post. I had to mark him. May have given up a goal or two, so I'm saying from experience. But he curls his run to his left, and a mismatch there is so hard to defend against if you're a defender. But just nudges that into the ground, just wide of the post.
Wondolowski had 3 goals in the team's opener. Did not have one last night. But we actually ran into him last night while we were leaving, and what a nice guy, just so humble. And you were saying, I mean, it almost like made you like think when you were playing against him, like, how is this dude this nice and just killing everybody by scoring all these goals?
Make no mistake, don't let the niceness fool you. In the box, in the 18, inside the goal mark, he was an absolute assassin. Pride of the Bay Area, East Bay, I believe. An amazing story, too.
Here's Roca, his cross. Oh, what a setup. Another goal for Zala.
Tony, let's go, Tony.
It's Drake Bird again. 4-0, Zala FFF leading.
And credit to Tony Roca. He's dribbling to his left. And that's the second time we've seen Roca have the Ryan Russell assist in the first half, but the vision from Roca gives a little no-look to Drake Bird, and you have to put yourself in high-percentage goal-scoring situations, being in and around the goal. And Bird, he does that there at the far post to redirect it in.
I'll ask this question. That play right there, if it were normal soccer, that's offside.
Yeah.
So how tough is it to make that transition as a defender and realize, hey, there could be someone behind me?
It's playing a completely different sport almost. It's similar to what you experience when you watch the NHL playoffs or hockey, if you will, where I think that's where the goalkeeper is so important. The goalkeeper sees the entirety of the field, even with offside or not. That's where communication comes in. If you're Luis Robles, you can't just be watching the ball. You have to be communicating, say, hey, Drake Bird is to the left. Shout left, shade left, shade left. Didn't happen on that play.
So really you need that keeper. Dempsey is in number 15 here for Team Dempsey. Gabriel Hernandez will play it back. 4-0, Zala FFF leading here in the 25th minute. Kai Celestine wearing number 16 here for Team Dempsey. And that pass, an errant pass by Jermaine Jones, and you could see he is frustrated right now as we go down to Katie.
Guys, I'm down here with Drake Bird, who just picked up that 4th goal for Zala FFF, excuse me. Just walk me through what you saw and how that opened up for you.
I mean, that's all that we've talked about in the game plan. We want to use the rule set to our advantage, so we always know no offsides at the little slip back post, whether it's a shot and it's on target or right there for a rebound. So it's something that we've worked on, and it's good to use the game plan and see it pay off in the end when we need some goals to put in the back of the net. And get that goal differential to fight for all we can.
So I know you've got a lot of games in your belt. You've got a lot of soccer in front of you. Played D3. You've got some pro experience. How did this call come about? Did you ever think you'd be playing 7v7 with all these guys against those guys?
I always dreamed of it, and I just have always been told by my parents, if you play well, then the opportunities will come and they'll find you. So it's really nice to see that pay off, and being with all my friends back home, family in Boston, just seeing how the texts come in, pouring after every game, the support, it's just been a dream come true, and I can't ask for a better experience.
So not only good opportunities, but great things are happening. Appreciate the time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Drake Bird, one of the good kid, played his college soccer at Bowdoin. And by the way, you heard him talk about goal differential and numbers. If you need a money manager, he's an assistant portfolio manager at Bank of America.
Oh, okay. I know. I've got a couple friends that might need to point him to. But I love that. There's so many feel-good stories at this TST 77 tournament. It's not just the big names. I think as we move forward in the knockout rounds, we're going to get to know some of these athletes that are here.
And again, it's kind of, look, Bowdoin's a D3 school, but here he is playing against guys from the MLS, and he's showing, hey, I can ball out. And this is not my full-time job.
No, you might have to rethink that to make it a part-time gig as well to get back into playing. He's impressed so far.
Obenwa takes the shot, misses it by a mile. But they're going to say it was deflected out, so it will stay Zala FFF. Zala is a health and fitness company, and that's the reason why this team is named Zala FFF. Inside, and that's cleared away. Yvonne Montalongo was able to save that for Team Dempsey.
As Drake was saying, utilizing the rules, keep an eye on both attackers for Zala.
Again, Zala the cross, and this is going to be an own goal. That cross was knocked in by Gabriel Hernandez, and that will make it 5-0.
It's gone from bad to worse. It's getting to the end line. That ball is intended for Ryan Russell at the cutback. And Team Dempsey, look at the numbers getting forward. As I was saying, Zala really pouring numbers. They're trying to push the envelope on that goal differential, getting as many goals as they can to give themselves a lifeline to get in the knockout round.
They've got a chance. I mean, you really can't ask for much more if you're Zala FFF to come out here to have this 5-0 lead. Sneaky Fox still leads Jackson, Tennessee, boom, 1-0. That game in the 30th minute, this game in the 29th minute.
What's the least you can do?
I mean, if this score were to hold up and then go to 6-0, and that game Sneaky Fox goes 2-0, this team, Zala FFF, will be moving on.
And if they were to move on, they're the type of team that you don't want to face. They've been one of the most competitive teams coming into this game. 0-2, you never know it based on how they started games.
Opportunity, and there's a save. Eduardo Cortez now on the counter. Here's Zala FFF. Another shot. This one goes high. And again, I just want to kind of go through this tiebreaker situation. The first tiebreaker is head-to-head. Then goal differential. Most goals scored. I want to make sure I have it correct. But Zala FFF did lose to Jackson Boom 4-3.
A lot of their games have been agonizingly close. This is a team that has quality, and one of their best players and goal contributors is on the sidelines in Lee Wynn as their coach. So think of how much more effective, how much better they'd be performing with Wynn out there. I expect to see him in the knockout round.
Iturio, here's a shot. That's an easy play for Cortez.
Good job, Pollo.
It's still 1-0. Sneaky Fox over Jackson, Tennessee. A nice run for J. Real Ramirez. Ramirez, his centering pass gets deflected. Now the cross. out wide.
Rio, stay.
And Zala FFF will reset.
It's patient from Johnny Orlando, recognizing that his substitution was up. And rather than trying to force an opportunity and now puts his team on the defensive with tired legs, he plays it back and gets off.
It really does remind you a lot of hockey.
Yeah, I was just about to say like a line change in hockey.
You know, you just send the puck down, have a line change. That's what we just saw right here. Out of bounds quickly. Zala FFF gets it in, leading 5-0 in the 32nd minute. Another shot. This one saved by Robles, but the rebound is there, and it's going to be a goal kick.
For Team Dempsey, a tactical switch they've made is pushing Justin Moose as the lead striker and Chris Wondolowski playing as the attack-minded midfielder.
Hey, John, you're right.
Here is Moose. Plays it back. Shot. Gets blocked. AJ De La Garza able to clear it out a little bit, and we're going to have, I believe, a yellow card. Yes, it is. A yellow card comes out. Burciaga given the yellow.
I think this was a dangerous play, elbow to the back of the head or back of the neck. More frustration than anything from Burciaga.
Leland Grant quickly with that yellow card. Lauren Sesselman has checked in for the first time. A bronze medalist for Canada in the 2012 Olympics. Lauren Sesselman, the only woman on this team for Zala FFF.
Sesselman on the field. Versatile player, can play in different positions in midfield. She's playing higher up the field, but very technical. Good first touch. Would love to see her get a goal to really tie the bow on what seems to be an emphatic game for Zala.
No whistle, play on. Here's Drake Bird. Obinwa. And out of bounds, free kick here for Team Dempsey. It's now 2-0. Sneaky Fox on top of Jackson, Tennessee Boom.
No shot. Right foot. On your right. AJ, coming in behind. Drake, help out backside, Drake. Step.
Here's a shot from distance, a save, the rebound, and finally a goal for Team Dempsey, and it's Chris Wondolowski.
And the deficit might be high, but there's still time on the clock. Chris Wondolowski is the player when you need a goal that you're going to call on most. And the goalkeeper doesn't parry it wide enough. Wando will not care. This is why they teach you as a striker, frame the goal. Follow-up chances. When you get a shot on target, it gives your attack life and an opportunity. And Wando, he's been doing this throughout his career. A goal poacher by nature, and he makes it count.
All right, so explain when you say frame the goal. Just for the people out there listening, maybe haven't heard it, what do you mean by that?
Well, the goal only has a certain amount of width, and these are different dimensions than a normal goal, and a crunching tackle on Chris Wondolowski there.
They get tangled up, and everyone's smiling, no problems.
But framing the goal means you have to curl your run and kind of create this angle around the goal. So if a ball gets played at any different speed or any intensity, you still give yourself a chance to be able to get on the end of it and attack it to get a shot off. Wando framed the goal by making his run wide. He arced his run and then was able to react to the rebound and cash in.
He did cash in to make it a 5-1 game as we're now in a 36 minute of play. Wondolowski goes out at the moment. Arturo Alvarez comes in. Taken away at midfield. Robinson with the left. And that gets deflected out. It's going to be a corner kick.
Team Dempsey really pushing the tempo since they've gotten that goal, and it's been not just beating players 1v1, but getting more strikes from distance. I said that with Jermaine Jones when he took a shot at the start of the second half. I'd like to see more of that in the remaining time.
Out wide, out wide.
Trying to switch fields. Hurtado.
AJ, backside. Slide.
Here's Justin Moose.
Cross. What?
Goes end line, tries to cross it, it results in a corner kick.
In front, Drake. Slide, 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 slide. Step.
Moose, 1v2. Look at this move along the end line. And finally it's taken away by by Drake Bird. The Zala team leading 5-1. Let's check in with Katie.
Well, you might think that that's a pretty decent lead, and it is, and they want to keep adding to that because they know target score time, anything can happen, right? But more importantly, you guys have been talking about goal differentials multiple times down here on the sideline, whether I'm near their bench or they have sought me out, a few Zala players coming over asking, hey, do you have an update on the Sneaky Fox scoreline right now? Like, this is a big moment. This is a big game. They're taking it very serious, and they're very aware, or trying to stay aware, of what else is happening in the park over here.
Well, it is 2-0. Sneaky Fox leading in the 38th minute. And here, Zala FFF is leading 5-1 in the 38th minute.
Wouldn't be something if they get that all-important 6th goal in the target score time to finish this off.
And again, keep that goal differential. This will be a goal kick. It would just be so crazy to think that you lose your first 2 games and you come out in your 3rd game in group play and you ball out and you get to the elimination round.
Well, it wouldn't be the first time we've seen a team lose early on in an international tournament. Take you back to the FIFA World Cup in Qatar. The champion Argentina, they did what? They lost, shocked the world. Saudi Arabia shocking the world. And then Argentina went on and rattled. But they still had to get results in that 2nd game to tee it up.
Right.
But it's been done before. I think only twice in the grand stage.
Argentina's got a pretty good player.
What was his name again?
Yeah. People mispronounce it a lot. But boy, did Messi have quite the World Cup.
Oh, yeah.
And that World Cup final was one of the best games I've ever seen. Nice save here by Robles off the shot by Ryan Russell. You've watched more soccer than I have. You've been a part of more soccer. Where do you rank that final game?
So I usually go off personal experience. I can tell you this. My father-in-law, who is a football, basketball diehard fan, graduated at Wake Forest University as well, played football there. He texted me the day of the final and said that was the greatest game he'd seen. So that tells you a lot. From a non-soccer fan to say that, that's a plus for the beautiful game.
Oh, and that's a beautiful goal. Again, it's Ryan Russell. And again, talking about the goal differential, that's big right there.
It's Johnny Orlando, a couple step overs. He has his head up all the time. He's waiting for Ryan Russell to initiate the run. Orlando's already scored a goal from cranking a shot from just inside the box, but Russell is the target player. And Russell, similar to the Wando chance with the header, he curls his run off the shoulder of the defender and places it in the bottom corner.
Okay, so in the other game, Sneaky Fox leads 2-0 as they go to target score. So the target score will be 3. Here we're in the 40th minute. Team Dempsey trailing 6-1. Zala FFF trying to sneak up on everybody and move on to elimination as that ends the first 2 halves. 40 minutes in the books. 6-1. Target score time is coming up and a chance for Zala FFF to move on. All right, it's time now for our target score time coin toss, brought to you by soccer.com. And the referee, Leland Grant, smiling right now. Jermaine Jones, he's smiling, but you know what? He might not be smiling when this target score time is over. The target score is set. It is going to be 7. It's the leading team score +1. The first of the target score wins. And for every 5 minutes that the target score is not reached, a player comes off the field. Earlier today, I believe we saw 4-on-4. West Ham moving on. But this is big because, again, the situation is as follows here in this group stage. In Group G, which is where these teams are, Sneaky Fox is 2-0. They lead 2-0 as they go to target score time against Jackson Boom. Let's say it's even a 3-2 win for Sneaky Fox. That makes Jackson Boom 1-2 with a -1 goal differential. If Zala FFF wins this game 7-1, 7-2, 7-3, they'll be 1-2, and their goal differential will be positive.
You got to play to the rules of the game, and this is why that you stay consistent and that really you save the best for last. And Zala certainly have, and their best player so far, Lee Wynn, making an entrance onto the field. I think that's to ensure that they get this target score time goal that's going to make all the difference in the bag early on.
So Zala FFF starts with it. No messing around here. Eduardo Cortez. Again, this is what they did to start the game, right? They were very patient, almost lulling Team Dempsey to sleep.
I think that's by design. Keep an eye on Jermaine Jones. They're trying to get him to come out, suck him out, and then they create a 2v1 in the middle. Johnny Orlando, as soon as Jones steps up to put pressure, Orlando's coming in the midfield, and now it's a 3v2 situation where if he gets it and turns around, he's running a goal.
Lee Wynn, the crossing ball, the save, another opportunity. Oh, the bicycle kick goes off the post. Drake Bird nearly with a phenomenal goal.
This would have been one heck of a way to cap off the end to this match. Role Place gets down low and gets down fast, but Drake Bird, my word, what a strike. The acrobatic ability to get up for that, and that's just inches wide from being a blockbuster finish.
Jackson Boom has just scored in the other game, so that game is now 2-1. Again, entering this game, Zala FFF had a -2 goal differential. Jackson Boom, their goal differential was 0.
For Zala, it makes it all the more important to get this goal that you're looking for, because say if Jackson Boom finds a way to get more competitive and really claw back and make their match something to play for, you don't want to breathe life of Team Dempsey.
Here's Bird, Drake Bird, nearly won it with that bicycle kick. Now Celestine racing down. An easy play for Cortez.
Go, go, keep going, go, go!
Johnny Orlando has been very active in this game.
Give it to him!
Bird goes off. This one's headed out of bounds, and a free kick coming up for Zala FFF.
Orlando's so difficult to keep tabs of because he's not just good on the ball, and yes, he wants the ball to feet quite a bit, but keep an eye on his movement. It's always the counter movement that makes it seem like he's got so much time and space.
Here he goes, leaving it to Wynn. Wynn, the shot, and there it is! Zala FFF wins it 7-1. The only way they don't move on is if Jackson, Tennessee were to win over Sneaky Fox. But they've given themselves the chance.
Now this is taking care of business. Johnny Orlando driving at the heart of his Team Dempsey team, and Team Dempsey looked absolutely knackered. But Lee Win will not care. That extra touch, that first touch, comes across the face of the diving and sprawled out Luis Robles. Then composed finish from Lee Win. I mean, this guy was coaching on the sidelines for much of the game, and he comes up with the goal that matters most.
Lee Win, third goal of the tournament. Clint Dempsey congratulating Zala FFF. And right now, Zala FFF, they're just hoping and praying that Sneaky Fox will get that third goal and win that game. But give credit to Zala FFF for coming out here and doing whatever they could do to try to punch their ticket to the next round.
I think it's a mentality. For the first two games, they have the right mentality to start games, but then you saw something slip away from them. The believability and the belief that they could get it done never waned, though. And credit to the team as a whole, but to the coaching staff. They instilled that in the players. They put the tactics out there, and this was a collective team effort that got it done today.
A collective team effort. Johnny Orlando, Drake Bird. This is a big win, a big performance by Zala FFF. And let's go down to Katie right now.
Well, guys, we were literally just talking about what the other scoreline is over there between Sneaky Fox. So life's still a bit undecided for you guys, but it doesn't matter because you just won with him stepping on the field. But AJ, Lee, you two were the brains of putting this team together, and to have a group stage play like this and to be in this position where you're most likely playing tonight, I mean, what does it mean to you guys, and what does it say about this group you put together?
I mean, this whole tournament is different than anything else. You had teams today that were 2-0 and lost, and they got bounced, and a team that hasn't won that still has a chance. So at the end of the day, you got to make all your opportunities count, and today we did that, and Luis Robles, I love you. Yeah, that's it. But you don't want to depend on other teams, but at this point, we got to do what we have to do, and we take care of his part over there.
You guys were in Group G with Team Dempsey, Sneaky Fox. We were like, oh, all the MLSers in the same group. We're a little disappointed. And you guys were like, no, this is fun. We get to actually play each other. So what was it like for you personally, being out here on the field, facing off against these guys?
Oh, man, I had a lot of rivalries, LA Galaxy versus San Jose, and they brought back a lot of memories with Linhart and Wando and all those guys. So, and some of my friends as well, getting to play against them and teammates. So just a fun weekend. And I lost my voice clearly. So.
I know, and you got time to go.
Yeah,
hey,
yeah.
Appreciate the time. I got to go to Lee here. I was joking with him as he walked up. I'm like, how many minutes did you actually play today? Because he was primarily coaching, but then you step on the field and you get a 7-1, but a very important goal, because we're talking goal differential right now. Take us back to that moment. What did you see? How did you make that happen?
Yeah, I mean, the big thing we knew coming into this game was we were going to have an advantage with our wingers. To create those one-on-one situations, and, they're going to have to win those battles. And today, you saw Drake, Johnny, Mo, our wingers, they did really well to create the advantage there. And I just, had to create that 2v1 with them. And he did a great job finding me. And then, I played with Luis. I knew he was going to dive that first. So.
Love it. The amount of fun chatter back and forth here it has been just, I love being the little fly on the wall, being able to listen. One last one for you. We retired. We came back to play. We retired. I know you're very close to having your coaching license, and you predominantly were coaching over here. How much fun has this experience been for you, just being able to create your own team from the bottom up and then stand on the sideline coaching your guys to a win today?
Yeah, it's fun, and it's, like I said, it's a great experience. It's fun, but it's also hard coaching your friends, and so they don't give you any slack. But like I say, it's great when it's able to come out like this today, and you see it pay off. We were unfortunate the last two games not to finish all our chances, and today, that was one of the goals was, hey, the chances we get, we got to put them away, and I think the guys did a great job, so credit to them. And like I said, I'm trying to conserve people's legs today, because if we have to go a double header today, we'll have maybe some fresh legs, hopefully.
Are you headed over to watch whatever may be remaining in Sneaky Fox?
Oh yeah, we need to go. I mean, see what the score line is, but like I said, we were able to control what we did, but now we're a little hopeful that our boys over there can take it to him. So finish it out.
Still 2-1 over there with Sneaky Fox. All right, Lee, appreciate the time. Thank you.
All right, really cool, right? I mean, they did their job, and Lee Win, who is nicknamed the Vietnamese Messi for his time playing over in Vietnam, gets the winning goal and target score time. It's time now for the Ally save of the game. Luis Robles, he was busy. It was that nice kick save.
For what didn't go right for Team Dempsey, Luis Robles did perform at different times, and unfortunate for him, remember he was carrying the black guy coming into this. So how he makes that save, I have no clue, but he's that sort of player, very characteristic of Robles to be that leader.
All right, let's go down to Katie, who's got another special guest down on the field.
I do. I'm here with head coach Clint Dempsey, who's doing the important things, mixing with the young players down here, and that's immediately what I want to hit on with you, because obviously this wasn't the score line or the way we wanted things to play out, but the big picture is the reason you wanted to be in this tournament was you wanted to find some kids and maybe provide the opportunity that you had. 5 guys, right, that you brought in here. You gave them up. I guess just what has this meant for you, and what did you see from some of these guys?
I mean, I would have loved to have the opportunity when I was in high school or in college to come out here and play in this type of environment, have this type of platform. I know what it's like to kind of come from a small town and have that little chip on your shoulder. I thought they would have came out and done a little bit more. The first game, I thought they really helped us out. The second and third game, I thought they played scared. Some guys showed a little bit here and there, but their lack of experience showed. Diving in on plays that you don't need to win the ball, being able to press at certain moments and how you press. What hurt us also is with the no offsides rule. I think our back line was a little too scared in terms of not keeping a high line and being able to have a keeper play off of his line to press a little bit better and win balls in their half. But at the end of the day, our team wasn't good enough. Whether it was former pros not being fit enough coming in, whether it was the young guys given opportunity, not having the experience, and to say, hey, the game is what it is. Congrats to AJ Delagar's team. They deserved to win. They were obviously the better team, and hopefully they go far.
Appreciate the time. Thank you for being here and doing it.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, it's really cool. Again, you see Clint Dempsey right there signing autographs. To have somebody like him, you said to me off the air yesterday that he could be a really good coach. And it's not often that the great players are good coaches, but he has that mind that you think translates to a coach.
I think for someone like him, what made Clint such an amazing pro player was his mentality, his grit, his backstory being from Nacogdoches, Texas. I bottle that, Nacogdoches, Texas. He'll be upset with me for getting that one wrong. But being from East Texas, he takes pride in that underdog. He had to earn every single opportunity he got. He was committed, and if you're a young player, to be able to learn from that first and foremost, and he had amazing skill and could score some of the biggest goals. It's a complete package in terms of a soccer mind.
Well, guess what? We just got word that Sneaky Fox has won. They beat Jackson, Tennessee Boom, which means that this game, this win by Zala FFF, winning 7-1, pushes them through into the elimination round, and they are finding this out right now on the field. We just saw some of the guys start celebrating. This is what it looks like in Group G. That's really cool.
And this is why we play this format of TST 7v7. Everyone has a chance, and you have to be held honest and have to be held accountable till the final whistle, and it shows in this group.
7-1 victory. Your old teammate Ryan Russell coming back out in the field right now saying, wait a minute, we did it. We're in. We're in. They are in. Oh, elimination time. Gonna be fun. We'll have some elimination games tonight. Newtown Pride FC versus the DMV Diplomats, round of 16, coming up at 6 p.m. Eastern. Tune on in. We'll see you then. For Michael Lahoud and Katie Witham, I'm Justin Kutcher saying so long. Congratulations to Zala FFF. They're moving on.